Hey all, Tony Bing here, hello and welcome back to the channel. Now with the latest update to Marvel Heroes, we're able to upgrade our heroes to level 65, and that means we can actually upgrade our passives to level 4 and our basic to level 7. Now it will require tier 4 materials. We don't yet have the option to farm them, but we know they'll be tied into the raid leaderboards and it requires quite a lot of them. It's 200 tier 4 to upgrade a passive and 180 tier 4 to upgrade your basic to the maximum, which is level 7. Now with that requiring so many materials, what I've done is I went through the kit of all the different characters in the game and I've picked out the top 10 skills that you'll be looking to upgrade once we can farm those new materials. So we don't really have any particular order for the top 10 abilities here, so what we'll be doing is simply running through them in alphabetical order, and for that reason we start off with Black Panther. Now this is his passive that you would be looking to max out. This is Defender of Wakanda, so on dropping below 50% of max health you gain charged, but what changes between level 4 and level 5 is on kill you fill speed bar by 100%. At level 4 you're filling it by 80%, which is certainly powerful. That extra 20%, given the fact that Black Panther's speed bar can actually fill multiple times if you kill multiple enemies, then that can be really powerful there. The next skill we look at here is actually a basic, and it's Captain America's Shield Bash. So what this does at level 7 is you attack the primary target for 220% damage with a 30% chance to chain up to 2 adjacent targets for 170% damage. Now maxed out as well, you'll gain defense up for 1 turn, and defense up works really great on Cap because it boosts his already high health, defense and also his resistance. Now at level 6 you only have the 50% chance to gain defense up, so it's definitely worthwhile upgrading this to give you the 100% chance of getting the defense up. Next up, we're back in our passive here with Merc with a Mouth, which is everyone's favourite mercenary Deadpool. So with this, on turn you clear all negative effects himself and heal for 15% of max health. That would normally be 10% at level 4, but it jumps up to the 15% at level 5. And I think this is very much worthwhile because Deadpool of course can have multiple stacks of debuffs on him, and that's 15% of time that you will be regaining with that. With this passive as well, you do get a 5% chance to revive for 10% of your max health. That doesn't change between level 4 and 5, but that does form part of the passive. The next ability we have here is Mastermind for Kingpin, and this is a fantastic passive. With this, at the start of each villain ally's turn, you have a 25% chance for an ally to gain team attack for that turn. So when you upgrade this from level 4 to level 5, you gain that extra 5% chance for an ally to get the team attack. So that means rather than having a 1 in 5 chance for it to happen, you've got a 1 in 4 chance to happen. And if you run them with a full villains team with some summons thrown in as well, you'll be seeing assists all over the place. The next ability we look at here is for Korath the Pursuer. This is another passive and it's Hot Pursuit. So maxed out at level 5, with this on enemy death you gain speed up for 2 turns, and on spawn you gain speed up for 2 turns as well. Now at level 4 you actually only gain speed up on spawn and on death for 1 turn, so that's a huge difference. If this was maxed out with Korath's already high attack speed, and if you used it correctly, you could more than likely have speed up for almost the entire match, and that really would be fantastic. The next ability we have here is one that is very situational, but I would say it would be worthwhile upgrading, because if you can get the situation required for this, then it really would be incredible. Now it's for Baron Mordo. This is his passive and it's called Too Many Sorcerers. So at level 5 of this, on death of a mystic, you heal self for 15% of this character's max health and you gain 1 to 2 ability energy. Now I've tested this, and if you pair him up with the likes of Loki, when Loki's summons are defeated, that can be on your side or the enemy side, that will generate the energy for you. And the difference between level 4 and level 5 for this is that you only generate 1 energy when you have it at level 4, and at level 5 you have the chance of generating that extra energy. The reason that works so great with Mordo is you've got his special, which has got the blind and the slow and the stun, and if you work this out right, you could be casting that every turn or every second turn, and that really would be very nice. We then have Spider-Man up next, and I would say this is probably the strongest upgrade that is now available. So it's Spidey Sense, which is his passive. Now with this you gain 25% dodge chance The difference between level 4 and level 5, and this will really stack up, especially when he's in AI defense mode, is on dodge you fill his speed bar by 10%. So if you think of all these dodges you can do, the dodges you're seeing on screen at the moment, he'll be filling up his speed bar and he's got already high attack speed, so that will be a fantastic combination, and this really is my favourite new skill that we can upgrade. We then have another ability here that, a bit like Baron Mordo, would be situational, but used correctly it really could make a big difference. So this is for Thanos and it's Titan Eternal. So with this, on kill you generate 2 ability energy to self or any adjacent cosmic ally. So have him next to the likes of Gamora and you can be firing off that ultimate even quicker. Difference between level 4 and level 5 with this particular one is that you only have a 70% chance on kill to generate that additional ability energy, where at level 5 you get the 100% chance there. So if you go up against a team that's got summons in it and then cast his AoE ultimate, this would work out absolutely perfectly. For the next ability, we have another character that was recently worked like Spidey that we looked at a moment ago. So this is Vision and Heavy Hitter, and it's his basic that I would say is worthwhile maxing out when you get those precious tier 4 materials. So with this, you attack the primary target for 260% damage and chain up to 2 additional targets for 220% damage. Now the difference between level 6 and level 7 is additional damage to the primary and secondary target, and you also chain up to an additional target as well. Now the reason the chain is so good is that the chain actually applies a fence down to targets as well, so that can work out perfectly for nullifying the likes of Crossbones or Quake just before they're about to fire off their ultimate skill. The final ability here is another fantastic one. This is Centauri Hunter, so it's a passive for Yondu, and with this, on turn you copy a positive effect of 2 enemies and apply the positive effect to self. Now at level 4 this would only actually copy a positive effect off of 1 enemy. This one's really great, however we have been made aware that Yondu is getting an incoming nerf, so I've got a suspicion this could change because it is a really powerful skill, being able to cleanse a buff and add it to yourself as well. Now with the top 10 covered, let me know in the comments below if there's any other abilities you've noticed will be powerful once we get the chance to upgrade them, and thanks for tuning in as always, and I'll see you all again soon.